Grassroots organizing is the cornerstone of political success. But in Michigan, the Democratic Party's ambitious attempt to strengthen its foundation, Project 83, has fallen short. Launched in 2017, the initiative aimed to build a Democratic presence in all 83 counties by empowering local leaders, training volunteers, and supporting candidates in overlooked regions. It promised to decentralize party operations and re-energize the grassroots. Yet nearly a decade later, the program's results are underwhelming. Critics like Mark Ludwig, chair of the Michigan Democratic Party's Rural Caucus, have pointed to inadequate resources, a lack of leadership commitment, and a failure to deliver on the initiative's potential. There's just a neglect and a disrespect of the grassroots that has become simply unacceptable, Ludwig said, summarizing what many see as systemic failings within the party. These are compounded by missed opportunities in critical areas like Detroit and Michigan's Arab American community, where declining voter engagement reflects deeper issues of neglect. What began as an ambitious plan to empower the grassroots now serves as a cautionary tale of how lofty goals can falter without meaningful follow-through. So what went wrong with Project 83? What lessons can Michigan Democrats learn to avoid further setbacks? Let's break it down. Project 83, launched in 2017 by the Michigan Democratic Party, aims to build a Democratic presence in all 83 counties in Michigan. The initiative empowers local leaders, trains volunteers, and recruits candidates for down-ballot races, emphasizing grassroots engagement in rural and Republican strongholds. However, the program failed to deliver meaningful results. Critics cited insufficient resources and a lack of leadership commitment as key issues. Mark Ludwig also criticized figures like Curtis Hurdle Jr., accusing them of prioritizing self-promotion over grassroots empowerment. I look at what Hurdle offers, and I think it's puffery, pandering, and privilege. He is literally operating out of the governor's campaign offices. He's puffing himself up as the one who flipped the Senate, when in fact, it was voters, not politicians, that flipped the Senate. The shortcomings were especially evident in Detroit and among the Arab American communities, where voter engagement has declined in recent years. Ludwig underscored the urgency of targeted outreach, saying, "If we don't address Detroit voter turnout and getting back our Arab voting faction, we truly will have failed." Ultimately, Project 83 revealed a disconnect between party leadership and local organizers, with inadequate investment and a top-down approach undermining its goals. Without renewed focus, these systemic failures risk further alienating critical constituencies. The struggles of Project 83 highlight systemic issues within the Michigan Democratic Party. Despite its promise to decentralize and empower grassroots organizing, the initiative was hampered by insufficient resources and a top-down approach. This disconnect between leadership and local communities has eroded trust and left county parties without the support they need to succeed. The party's focus on relying on wealthy donors over grassroots investment reflects a misalignment of priorities. This approach leaves rural and underserved areas without the infrastructure needed for long-term success, further alienating working class and diverse voters. Project 83 serves as a cautionary tale of how neglecting the grassroots weakens the party's ability to build a broad coalition. Without significant reforms, these systemic failures risk broader electoral consequences for Democrats in Michigan and beyond. To rebuild trust and effectiveness, the Michigan Democratic Party must prioritize grassroots organizing and address its disconnect from local communities. This requires shifting from a centralized top-down strategy to a resource-focused approach that empowers county parties and field organizers. Key constituencies like Detroit's urban voters and Michigan's Arab American community need tailored outreach to rebuild engagement. As Mark Ludwig emphasized, addressing these groups is critical to reversing declining voter turnout and restoring faith in the party. Success also depends on realigning priorities. Grassroots initiatives like Project 83 cannot be sidelined in favor of state-level campaigns or wealthy donor interests. Instead, the party must invest in strengthening local networks and ensuring all communities feel represented. Project 83's failures highlight the risks of neglecting the grassroots, but they also present an opportunity for change. With a renewed commitment to community-driven organizing, Michigan Democrats can rebuild a stronger, more resilient foundation for future success. Project 83's failures serve as a warning to the Michigan Democratic Party and Democrats nationwide. Grassroots organizing cannot be an afterthought. Without a renewed focus on empowering local communities, providing resources, and addressing the unique concerns of key constituencies, the party risks further alienating voters and losing critical ground. Rebuilding requires action, investing in field organizers, strengthening local networks, and engaging neglected groups like Detroit's voters and the Arab American community. These are essential steps forward. As Mark Ludwig warned, ignoring these issues would represent a true failure of leadership. The lessons are clear. Success demands sustained grassroots support, realignment of priorities, and a commitment to supporting the working class. Michigan's future and the party's broader electoral prospects depend on it. That's all for today on the Bull Moose Network, where we challenge the powerful, amplify the unheard, and question everything. If you found value in this episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us reach more people and keep the conversation going. Speaking of, don't forget to leave a comment down below. And if you want to support independent journalism, consider donating through the site, thebullmoosenetwork.com. Together, we can keep pushing for a better future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Eyes open, voices loud.